All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this wonderful, wonderful world of ours. And hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Post Dynamite Show. How are you doing, my friend Stephen?
Hey, I'm doing all right, buddy. How you been doing?
I am alive. I am breathing. I am here. It is a Thursday afternoon for me, Wednesday evening for you, and Thursday morning in the UK. So,
Yeah. Wednesday night
um,
here.
yeah.
Still.
You know, I have to say this. Any wrestling fan is in the UK is truly a dedicated wrestling fan
Yep.
because those are the ones that are up watching it at ungodly hours of the morning. We've got Courtney in the chat. We've got Joe Hendry in the chat, apparently, or Jay Hendry.
Oh, C. Henry.
Yeah, I know it's C. Henry, but
Courtney
and already C. Henry with the controversial take on part of it. So let's find out. We've got Grapple Vision in the chat. Make sure you give them a follow.
Yep.
Have a check on their channel. They've got some great content up. Oh my lord, we have a wild Kai appear for the first time in like 50
it's been
years.
a while, Kai, my friend. It's been a while.
Kai's here for the first time in 50 years. This is just a reminder that this is the second to last show of the Post Dynamite, because as of A can only see TWP likes and 5 watching. There we go.
Yeah, you're saying only 2 likes and 5 watching.
There you go. C. Henry lost a bet and is now known as Joe Hendry. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you, C. Henry, but you know what? It plays a game and it's fantastic. What was your opinion on the card tonight for tonight's show? Going into it,
I think the card was decent. I'm not saying it's the best. It's they're saying it could be better.
Yeah.
I
thought that we were definitely going to get some good segments, and that we were going to get something good out of it. Kai's been a real busy bitch lately, apparently, which is nothing unusual for Kai because Kai is a little busy bitch. Courtney with the GM role here, saying make sure you like, subscribe, and share. This crowd was worse than the one that you talked about a few weeks ago, Raz. You thought this crowd was flat?
I don't think so.
I did. Joe C. Henry, what channel were you watching on TBS or were you watching on Max? Because I was watching on Triller.
Knoxville is a great wrestling city now.
And that crowd was insane. Right at the start, that crowd was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you were watching that episode that I complained about. For the main event, I'll agree. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah.
The main event, that crowd was flat. Okay, and Courtney says the TBS crowd was flat. So might be a sound issue. If you go back and watch it on Max, or if you've got access to Triller TV, you'll hear that the crowd was into it right from the start of the show, especially with the opening segment of what it was, which we'll get into very, very shortly.
The only thing I'm pissed off about, well, 2 things.
Yep.
I'm sure we're going to get into it, but we'll talk about the Omega and Osprey. That promo was pretty good. Yep.
We're going to get into it actually because we're right there right now. The start of Dynamite from Knoxville, Tennessee. A great Grapple Vision was way behind. I'm on live feed now. Okay, good to see you caught up. Good to see you caught up there, Grapple Vision. Thank you. Tony Schiavone is in the ring. We get welcomed by Excalibur, that's the one. Oh shit!
Oh, here comes trouble.
Our lone Twitch warrior is here. well, fucking hell, where are my words? Our lone Twitch warrior is here, and holding down the fort. Thank you so much. It's always good to see you. But yes, we had Tony Schiavone in the ring with Excalibur welcoming us to the show. We start the show off with Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. We get Ospreay saying basically they time to get cancelled. If I haven't been cancelled for saying that Taylor Swift's fucking sucks, then I don't know what I'll get cancelled for. Maybe I have to attack Beyonce. I love how Steven just stops and stares at me. Anyway, where were we?
About the Osprey.
Yeah. Osprey is in the ring and they bring out Kenny, and we have Osprey saying he's sorry, basically issuing an apology to Kenny for what happened with Don Callis and the Don Callis family. Turns around and says he doesn't trust him, which is fair enough. He did stab him in the head with a screwdriver.
Yeah, same screwdriver.
And he did try to erase everything Kenny did in New Japan, so completely understandable on Kenny's part.
Yeah.
And we then get an interruption from Don Callis, of course. Don Callis doesn't even get to say a word, and Kenny's already out there to go get him. But he gets ambushed by Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Basically, Ospreay's still standing in the ring because Kenny said he didn't trust him. And then he decides, fuck it, I'm going to help. And Fletcher and Kenny and Ospreay and Takeshita and Fletcher brawl for a bit. It goes inside the ring, it goes outside the ring, it goes all around the arena. We get Lance Archer involved, where Lance Archer ends up through a table in the merchandise area. We get probably the wildest segment of this, where we get Ospreay being thrown up to catch onto one of the guardrails and does a flip from the guardrail onto, I think it's Lance Archer. No, it's onto Brian Cage, I think, and Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
And Kenny goes up the one of the scaffold lighting structures or whatever it was, and yeah, it was insane. It was probably the best part of that segment.
That's the number one thing I'm pissed off about. AEW needs to fire their cameraman. These camera angles absolutely suck.
The camera angles were not that great.
That segment there, that camera angle, when they were doing the moonsaults, the camera just ruined it. You get.
I think because they wanted to catch both the moonsaults. It was hard. If it had been Ospreay done his first and then Kenny had done one, they could have easily got both of them. But because they wanted to catch them together, that's what made it hard.
Yeah.
But go right ahead, Courtney. Maybe we can invite good old Dave, who came into ABJ's Discord. See if Uncle Dave wants to come and have a watch.
Dave, the National Enquirer Meltzer.
Yeah. Apparently he's now part of the cult of ABJ. So will be interesting to see. But what are your we also get a promo obviously from Kenny saying basically he accepts Ospreay's apology. It was kind of as ABJ said, it was kind of a very Disney apology. It was like Omega is not super fantastic on the microphone.
Yeah.
And it was very sort of Disney styled response. But we get the announcement of Takeshita and Fletcher versus Ospreay and Omega in my home country. Not yours.
In person.
Not yours, mine. at Grand Slam
I'm trying to
Brisbane.
Cool point. It's going every which way here. So there.
Other way.
Yeah,
way.
that way. That way.
No, you
there
got
we go.
that way. There you go.
But I like what Omega said at the end. All right,
Almost was.
Get my theme music back on. I'm scared of heights.
For a guy who can fly and who does all the crazy shit he does, like, I understand, and yet he's scared of heights. It's insane. Like, Courtney's actually going to tag Dave Meltzer. If Dave Meltzer shows up here, I'm going to be scared. I am going to be scared. Bring a crocodile to Grand Slam. Don't tempt me. Do not tempt me. There is a... Let me see if I can find it. Keep it going. I know what I will do. I will bring this crocodile when I can. Give me 30 seconds. I will bring this crocodile with me. And if a certain person is watching this, he will fucking laugh his ass off. I don't think he is watching, but if a certain person is watching this, I'll bring this one with me. By the way, Anastasia, that one is actually for you. That is made by, or that is one that Metal Geek has found. He's found a meme of this.
New Orleans, Louisiana got like about at least 8 inches of snow.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
over
crazy.
New Orleans. Yeah, New Orleans.
Alex reckons I don't have the balls to bring a crocodile to Grand Slam. You realize I'm now going to buy an inflatable crocodile and bring it.
You know, they're pretty good for boots.
I will bring an inflatable crocodile, and I will make sure that you see it on your TV screen. I will make sure of it. Okay? I will. Don't tempt me. I will. I will do it.
Crocodile hat.
Crocodile Dundee, brother. Courtney, Anastasia could attest to this one. It does sort of taste like chicken. It's a very, very hard meat to cook, much like kangaroo. If you do, I'll get Bobby Fish to go to the farthest place from Australia. Isn't he already at Stephen's house, or is he on the way there?
He is not near me. Nope.
The inflatable crocodile is not in the budget. It has to be in the budget. We need an inflatable crocodile. If not, I'll just steal one from Kmart or something. Not that we condone stealing on this channel. I'll lure him by telling him that Triple H is offering him a contract. Fucking hell.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God. We go off on tangents. And it's hilarious. It's not in the budget. Of course it's not in the budget. What not in the budget? What is the budget? What is the budget, Anastasia? I don't know what the budget is. I know
the crocodile or the crocodile hat.
Where's the lies? Tell me when I'm telling lies. Where the hell were we? That's right.
After the Osprey and Omega.
We hadn't even finished the first segment of the show, and we're already off the rails.
Yeah.
For me, this opening segment was fantastic. It brought a lot of vibrance to the. It's not in the budgie. Where the fuck is my mouse? Now it's not in the budgie. Not in the budgie smugglers.
Budgie.
Not in the budgie smugglers. I wonder who was able to get y'all to do that. I wonder too. It's always a great time here with the fam. Oh, we love you, Courtney. But this is the second to last week of this show, so enjoy it while you can. Yeah, for me, this opening segment was really good. It it was WWE style, but it was very AEW in the fight side of things.
Yeah.
In
That was a
my
great
opinion.
opening, though. Great opening.
Yeah.
You know.
Go on, Stephen.
Okay.
Go on. You know you want to say it.
Nope. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's Sting! Now everybody's deaf. What?
Courtney didn't like that segment.
No, she's talking about the fact that this show's ending. That's why she says it sucks. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, this is the second to last episode. Next week will be our last episode of the Post Dynamite show, due to me having work commitments for at least 8 weeks. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do it, but we will be looking at organizing something to sort of take its place, but done on the weekends.
We probably might do watch-alongs maybe for the AEW pay-per-views maybe. I got Max.
Either that or we'll do something where we do like a weekend review sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so something will take this place, and it will be done on a weekend. So,
well, just the Dynamite post show is just in the back burner, guys. That doesn't mean we're not going to cancel the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, I could wake up a millionaire tomorrow, and then I can be like, "Fuck you! I'm not coming to work." No, WWE would have made Will Ospreay say he's pregnant, and then they'll team up against a random team, and then 4 years later they'll face Taker Shits and Fletcher. Probably. You are probably not fucking wrong.
I got another scenario for you, Raz.
Yes.
You know, they can't beat the Kyle family by themselves, Omega and Ospreay.
Yeah.
What if they get the Young Bucks?
I don't think that's a good move.
You don't think so?
I think if you're bringing anyone in, you're bringing in Kota Ibushi.
That'd be a good choice too, but.
And you're bringing in Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to use anyone, you're going to use Kota Ibushi and Mark Davis. I think that's. Finish the pregnancy. Finish him.
Finish it. Lord have mercy.
Harley Cameron is a national treasure. We will get to that, but yes, she is. That is gold. We go to a backstage Mox promo. ABJ's in the house.
Anthony.
Mox promo. Hopefully you are well, ABJ. It's good to see you here.
Buddy.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so we've got Mox promo in the back where he's talking shit to Copeland. And does he talk shit to Jeff Jarrett here? No, he doesn't. No. He just talks shit to Copeland.
Yeah, pretty much.
What did you walk into?
Blame Alex.
You walked into a lot. Finish the pregnancy. At WrestleMania, the main event is 3 labors of Jericho, who's delivering the baby. It's going to be Mae Young's hand. It's going to be Mae Young's hand that she gave birth to.
Boy, this is going off the rails tonight.
Oh, shit. From the Mox promo, we go to Private Party versus the Hurt Syndicate for the AEW Tag Team Championships. This was a given straight away of how this match was going to end.
Kind of a squash match a little bit, hasn't it?
Not really. You still had Private Party show some resilience. You had some Private Party show some resilience, but you knew how this was going to end. You just knew that this one was going to end that way. No, even better. It's going to be a hidden blade from Assassin's Creed with a face. Oh my god, that hand is old as fuck. You are not wrong. It's going to be Timeless Tony Storm coming back like Art the Clown. She'll come back with that the cake that Charlotte put on her face. So that's how they're going to revive Tony Storm. Are we not liking Clueless Tony? I am loving Clueless Tony. I think we are building to the three faces of Tony, and I'm here for that. I am so here for that. No, here's how we're going to book Tony Storm. Oh, shit. Alex is coming up with how we're booking Tony Storm. I'm worried.
Well, let's get to the Tony Storm. Whenever we get to it, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Back to where we were. So this was a given, unfortunately. Private Party were always going to lose the belts. I just knew that. We do get new tag team champions here in Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Fantastic to see that Bobby Lashley is finally a tag team champion after all these years. But at the same time, at the price of Private Party, it's a bit meh.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's going to be interesting who's going to derail the Hurt Syndicate. So they're really slow. The crowd's still cheering for them, even though they're heels.
ABJ reckons it's going to be Kenny and Ospreay.
Kenny and Ospreay. Well, if they get rid of the Cows family first, finish them, because they ain't going to get the tag titles without them.
I think we're starting to build a really strong tag division again. We're going to start building a really strong tag division again. And I know that Kenny and Ospreay are a thrown together tag team, but they could really work well as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Which tag title run was less memorable, Private Party or the Guns? The Guns.
Yeah, Guns.
The Guns.
Not
for the tag titles. You don't reckon they'll be? You said tonight, ABJ. You said it in your lounge that there's your tag team champions. There's your new tag team champions. You fucking said it. It's going to be a cinematic death match, which Timeless Tony Storm and Clueless Tony Storm, and then Timeless Tony Storm is going to rip out her heart, just like Karate Ethan Page versus the North Ethan Page. Oh God!
Lord have mercy.
Now, I mean, WWE is working with TNA, so you never know.
No.
Shit like that could come to existence. So, after the show, you don't feel the same way. Okay, come on and tell us about it then, ABJ. Come and talk to us. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, aka the Golden Assassins. Could work.
Okay.
Could work. Praying for Alley Catch. Yeah, that is a bad situation where I've seen the x-ray, she snapped her ankle in 2 places. So
they raised at least Ostep DeLander did a GoFundMe for Alley, and they raised well over at least $5,000 towards their medical bills.
Yeah, ABJ, come on. Pull out your best Cody impression and tell us what you want to talk about. Back to the show. We then get a Mariah May video package talking about Timeless Tony Storm and the new Tony Storm, the rookie Tony, as I like to call her. And then we go backstage to an interview with Tony Storm talking about how she gets to go face to face and how she's nervous. And we get an absolute golden segment here with Tony Storm and Harley Cameron side by side. And nobody besides the Australians watching knowing what they were talking about. because none of y'all fucking understood a word they were saying. Can you tell me what they said? Can you tell me what they said, Stephen?
They were talking Australian. To Aussie to another Aussie to another Aussie.
They were talking about having a drink and spending the night out together. And
oh, look who's here. Nope, there he is. Nope, maybe not.
Oh, I think he'll come back once his camera's up. The underdog.
They were talking about eating some kangaroo.
Yep.
They're talking about eating some kangaroo.
Yo, there you are.
Yo,
welcome.
Howdy.
Finish running through the show, and then we'll break things down that we want to talk about.
We're just now with the Tony Storm segment.
Yep.
Interview.
You look frustrated.
Yeah, it's just been a long day.
Fair
Uploading
enough.
a lot of videos.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we had the Harley Cameron Tony Storm segment backstage. Absolutely fantastic segment. We then have Jeff Jarrett segment where he gets attacked by Claudio, and saying that he wants the title. He wants to go for the title, and then Claudio basically says that he's got to go through him to get the belt. What are you guys thinking in that regard?
You all know MJF's going to interfere next week.
Here's Tony Khan. All right. I got an idea. Everyone's in a stable. Somebody wants to fight a guy in a stable. He has to fight through the whole team. Tony, we did that 14 times last year. Run it back. Back. Let's just keep doing that.
Yeah.
But somebody's already running through the stable currently to get to Moxley. Don't matter. Keep running it.
It didn't really work.
They got to get creative. No. This is getting too much.
Yeah.
We get a Megan Bain video package, just highlighting her career in Stardom, and basically saying the women's division needs to watch out. We then go to Swerve versus AR Fox. Ricochet tries to stab Swerve at one point with the scissors, and then Swerve ends up winning the match. With his Swerve stomp, we then go to Ricochet holding Prince Nana backstage hostage. Thoughts, feelings?
They're trying to invoke that killer in Swerve, but we've already kind of seen it. I'm not getting anything new out of Swerve when it comes to this promo, except you're gonna bring that side out of me out again. I don't know. It's a fine. The matchups are fine. The wrestling's gonna be great, but everything built up to the match is they just the stories aren't hitting right now for me. Like,
yeah,
I'm not invested. Even getting stabbed with scissors, I'm just like, he just burnt someone's house down. Like, you know what I mean? Like he broke into someone's house and stood over his daughter's crib, and then he had his house burned down, and then they had a death match where they bled all over the place. Like, are we gonna get a Ricochet Swerve death match where they're drinking each other's blood? Then crazy. But like, once again, then that's Swerve every single time he's in a feud. Like, you just keep setting the same bar because you're not doing anything different than you did before.
Yeah, step it up a bit. I get it. We get a Chris Jericho segment where we're starting to see the tease of Big Bill turning to a babyface.
He's been a babyface all the time. He has been. He's been the one that even when things go crazy, like in the ring, he gets a little mean. But like in promos, he's always been I'm real positive. And then the bad apple's more like, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, he's just, I don't know. Maybe he's learned enough. Maybe he was able to teach. Jericho said, this whole time, his whole career has been, you can't teach that. Now he's been learned,
Yeah.
Big Bill's going to beat Jericho for that Ring of Honor title. He's going to get the Ring of Honor title. Big Bill.
But the problem is we're not going to strap a rocket to him and keep him as the world champion for 6 to 12 months. We're going to have him lose it probably 3 weeks later to Jericho.
You can't be over 250 pounds and 6'3" to be the world champion in AEW. Just not allowed to be. I don't make the rules. That's just the rules.
From that, we go to an MJF segment, which was meh at best for MJF. This was one of his meh segments.
Yeah.
The best part of it was probably the end where Hangman confronted him. That was probably the best part of it. We get Hangman versus some enhancement talent, considering I'm not allowed to say the J word.
According to who?
According to some people, I'm not allowed to call them jobbers.
Screw it, jobber.
Are they here? Do they support the channel?
I haven't seen them today.
Fuck them, jobbers.
Yeah. So Hangman beat up some jobber in a squash match. It was literally a fucking squash. We got Christopher Daniels coming out at the end of it and confronting Hangman and telling us and confirming to the world that confirming to the world that the death match was his last actual match. And I will suggest going back and watching that if you have not seen it, or if you have seen it. See, I'm being cancelled, ABJ. Thanks for that.
Hey, I'm the one who said it. Sorry.
I'm being cancelled for calling them jobbers. Fucking hell.
Oh, Lordy.
Are you just giving them head, ABJ?
Yeah.
I like that we got confirmation that it was Christopher Daniels' last match. I was expecting him to bring someone out to face Hangman or to confront Hangman. What are you guys thinking?
Manager, maybe.
Sorry?
Well, if Christopher Daniels be his manager or something, if he starts managing, will that be a good idea or not?
No.
I don't think Hangman needs a manager.
Hangman doesn't need a manager. I think that
you know who Lily thinks his manager should be?
Who?
Diamond Dallas Page, because they're both pages.
Oh wow!
I never put that together. She was like, why are they together?
If you went there back when it first started, then that would be perfectly fine. You could have had him be like, "This is my son, Hangman, Adam Page."
Well, the only problem is
he's such a psychopath that DDP Yoga calms him down, and he becomes a babyface again. He has to use DDPY to like every character in AEW is if you go near them, you change your character changes and you get all weird. We don't have the positive version of that. Like you go near somebody and you turn babyface. Like that should be DDP. DDP's like, hey, come over here. Namaste. And they're just like, what happened?
I think ultimately Hangman, the experiment with Hangman.
I put 10 times more thought into the booking than AEW has been in the last 6 months. Just when that bit right
ultimately, I think the booking with Hangman is to aim to get him back to babyface.
I don't know.
It's a hard fucking yard to go to, but I think they're trying.
They're not going the right direction. They're walking backwards.
But the problem with the Diamond Dallas Page is that he's no longer in AEW. They signed a Legends deal with WB. So,
yeah. We then go to Mercedes Moné segment with the second best Harley Cameron segment of the night.
There's two things I love about Harley Cameron, and they're those promos.
The tips. They were on show in that promo.
She's very entertaining. She's not just the girl with the big boobs that pushes them in people's faces. She's insanely entertaining. She's very, very funny. She's a joy to be on screen and to look at.
She's Australian. And just so you know, ABJ, she is also single.
Hey, let's go.
So there you go. Yeah. It was announced, I think, last week that her and her partner split. So there you go. ABJ's like, I'm coming to Australia.
Yeah.
Are you coming to Australia now, ABJ?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Not even for the tips?
No.
I think that Harley versus Mercedes would be a good match in Australia, but we all know that Mercedes would win that, unfortunately. Yeah. Especially if Tony's going to win the belt off of Mariah.
Maybe.
We get to the next match, which is Julia Hart versus Jamie Hayter. I'll say it again. Julia Hart has the best ring entrance ever, or of the women's division in AEW.
That's because you like to wear chains on your pants. That's the only reason you say that.
You said she has the best entrance.
No, I did not. You said it. You say it so much. You think everybody else says it.
You said it last week, fucker.
I said it's a cool entrance. I don't think it's the best.
It is the best in the company.
Listen, I went shopping with him in London. He goes to the Hot Topic, and he actually buys the clothes that are there. You know what I mean? He buys the pants. All right, I'm just buying the horror t-shirts. He's buying the pants. He's getting the chains. He's getting the accessories. You know what I
mean? No fighting in AA.
There's two ways that Raz dresses. He dresses either like Alan from The Hangover with his wolf t-shirts, or he dresses full goth.
You wish, ABJ.
He dresses either British Columbia, either British Texas, or Marilyn Manson. There's no in between.
Skinny version of Drew McIntyre.
It was a great week for ABJ. Washington wins, and now Harley is single and ready to mingle.
I had a Notre Dame embarrassment, so it wasn't the best week.
Yeah, they almost came back though. But
thank you very much, Anastasia. British Texas, you've insulted Alex. You've insulted our only Twitch viewer. ABJ, come on. And Marilyn Manson is shock rock. There you go. Jamie Hayter wins this one, gets on the microphone, turns around and says that basically when Julia Hart wants a rematch, she's got it.
Yeah,
so
I'm not connecting to this Julia Hayter character. I get it, but it's just, I guess it's the gear and what she's trying to go for. It's different, but it's not something I'm connecting to yet.
Jamie Hayter looks like her outfit looks like a fabric of a couch in the 70s.
Yeah, she looks like part of the Brady Bunch.
Yep. She looks like Marsha when they did the movies in the 90s.
Yeah, it's like she's doing sexy Brady Bunch cosplay.
Marsha.
We get Hobbs backstage basically saying that he accepts the offer against Big Bill for Saturday. We then get Swerve backstage. I didn't actually catch what
fight. I'm guessing that's going to be a parking lot fight.
Which one?
The Hobbs. He's like, I'll see you in the parking lot. So I think they're going to do a parking lot fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We then get Swerve backstage talking to Ricochet, basically saying how he doesn't want to wait, which understandable. I'm hoping that on February 5th they bring out some big fucking guns with that match, which Swerve and Ricochet. They've got to do something.
Yeah, they got to do something.
Yeah. We then get a promo for the new faction of Julia Hart, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King, who are now leaderless. And we go to the main event, which was Park versus Cope. And
just real quick, shout out to Malachi. Can't wait for him to become the speed champion. That's gonna be super sick.
Look, I Courtney got into it with Sean Ross Sapp over Malachi.
I watched the stream before coming in here, and they said he's going to go to the WWE and he's immediate world championship contender guy. I went, you're high.
Look, I said this to Stephen before Stephen and I came on the show tonight. The WWE has had Penta for what, 2 weeks now? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
They have proven to me he is nowhere more than a mid-card champion at all.
I mean, you did expect him to go for the world title right away?
They will not book him for a world title. And Stephen turned around and said that they're waiting for Phoenix to come to be available so that they can go for the tag titles. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. Weren't they booked like a tag team in AEW, then everybody fucking complained about that.
I don't mind them as a tag team in AEW, but they had plenty of opportunities where they could have went solo and they didn't. And I think they're both strong. I think they're stronger as rivals than they are as teams.
Yep. I think that Penta had a better opportunity to be a world champion in AEW than he has in WWE.
But you don't realistically, I don't think Penta needs the world title. I really don't.
Penta doesn't need a world title, but it's a good thing for him to run with. They had him as Impact World Champion temporarily back in the day.
The Impact World Champion. I mean,
all you need to do is fart in the fucking direction.
No, you need to be cooler somewhere else, and then you walk in the door and become the champion there. But if you come in the door there and you're not a champion or work somewhere else and you work really, really, really hard, everyone in front of you has to leave or die. And then they couldn't have any names to bring in during that month, and you might get a world championship spot.
Or you have to follow WWE's booking and put the belt on a small guy.
Yeah. They put the title on Masha after 4 tries because they couldn't find a female legend to walk in the door and probably put it on.
Yeah.
And I love Masha. I'm happy she's champion, but Jordan Grace leaving, they're like, now it's your turn until Tessa wants it.
Yep. Penta is going to win the WWE Women's United States Championship from Chelsea Green. Trust the process.
People are digging. They're digging to that Lucha Underground match they had.
Yeah.
Look, I know this is an AEW show, but we're going to go on a WWE thing here.
Why not?
Where was your Intercontinental Champion this week?
I have to remember who the Intercontinental Champion is.
Braun.
Lyra Valkyrie. She won it last week.
Oh,
no.
Bird Lady.
Where was she?
Yeah, listen, you only have 4 matches a week. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You have 3 hours. You have 2.5 hours. You only get 4 matches in 2.5 hours. We got to tell stories, bro.
We've got 2.5 hours, but we've got no time limit. Alex says we should be grateful for the House of Black isn't in the WWE. Otherwise, they'd be called the emo entourage.
Malachi's gonna go back to that broom closet, waiting for someone to knock at the door again. Can someone please knock? I've been waiting for a fight. Everyone's like, he's still in there. Does he know that he can go to the office and ask for one? I'm gonna sit here and wait.
Which fucking arena is he in?
Like, goes over, he's like, shit, and he gets out and he's like,
which arena is he in?
This is my, and then he pulls up to the new arena and then he gets out and he carries his bag and he looks at a broom closet. He's like, I'm still waiting for someone to knock.
So main event was Park versus Cope. Cope ends up winning this match. I honestly didn't see much of this match because I was doing other things. We got the traditional ending of the Death Riders attacking. We get Jay White out to make the save, but then the Death Riders beat them both down too.
Yeah, the Death Riders attacked FDR and the Rock and Roll Express backstage before they got to Cope.
Thoughts, feelings, emotions on the match itself / the ending of the show.
If this Death Brothers payoff isn't huge, it's a huge letdown because right as soon as you think, so here's where I'll give a little bit of credit to booking in this story that everyone's hating, but every single time someone feels like they have it figured out, like this is going to be the guy who's going to beat Mox and do what he has to do, like it looked like a clear path to the end zone that Adams winning this and then Christian cashes in on him. But is tonight's Adams write-off? You know what I mean? Is Cope now written off as a guy, one of the injured that goes away for a while, like Orange and then Jeff Jarrett's going to be the next person who gets injured and written off, and then like who's that? Like, do we have to wait for everyone to recover and come back as a unit? And then when they do, who's that guy that steps up and wins the title? Like, there's so much going on, and they keep prolonging it. But if they keep prolonging it and doing this, where they keep injuring half the roster. I don't know who the guy is that says, okay, well, I got my neck broken too, but you go ahead and take the win. You know what I mean? Like,
I said this to Stephen before we came on air. I think, like you, the ultimate payoff was going to originally be Darby.
I don't know. I don't
it
know
was
that now.
It was originally going to be Darby. Darby was going to be the ultimate payoff, but he's taking time off after he goes and does Everest, and that's why he was thrown down the stairs so they could write him off TV. So he was going to be the ultimate payoff. You had Orange Cassidy come in and do his segments. You had the 4-way match, and you built contenders out of that. You're going to have Jeff Jarrett, which I believe we're getting Jeff Jarrett versus Moxley in Australia. Sad state of affairs, but that's what I think is happening.
I think you're going to get Monks versus Switchblade in Australia.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
They didn't take Switchblade out tonight. They made him watch.
Yeah.
So Switchblade's now the next guy in contention, or it's either Switchblade or Jeff Jarrett. But it looks like they don't take Jeff Jarrett has to go through the gauntlet. But it looks like Switchblade's the guy that's like, well, if you don't fall in line now, you will go out like him. So I feel like the next person's Switchblade.
Well, MGF's in the way though for Jarrett though. MGF. So
I think that the ultimate way to pay this off is with the return of Danielson. Danielson is the ultimate way to pay this this story off, because Danielson was obviously the first one taken out.
It has to be. Like, Danielson has to be the big payoff. But then, do you put the title back on a champion who's not around the whole time? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not a full-time competitor again. So you're kind of you lose credibility with people because that's the case. So like,
no, Jeff Jarrett is going to win the title and die in the middle of the ring, and then Christian Cage is going to win the title by cashing in, and then he's never going to defend it, keep the title until AEW goes under, which has been Triple H's plan all along, and then Christian Cage goes to WWE with the belt just for them to throw it away, and he goes back to the mid-card until he retires.
Wild take.
And yes, he's going to die due to way too many strokes in wrestling. Like, that was long.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see how they play this off in storyline concept, but also like, man, if this payoff isn't huge, it's going to be bad. Like, they're stretching it out too long. Every single show's ending with them standing strong. Every single show's ending with them hurting somebody. It's like, well, who do you pull the trigger on here?
It's getting old every week. It's the same scenario every week. It's really getting old.
It's pushing the WWE 2019 vibes. The same shit that seeing the same segments over and over and over again, all over again.
I don't have opinions. Opinions are assholes.
In your guys' opinions, why haven't we seen the world title physically?
Because I think the message Moxley's trying to send to the audience is he doesn't care he's a champion. He's trying to toughen up the AEW roster. They've gone soft, and if they don't get their shit together soon, then that then he's going to take it over. You know what I mean? I think the visual of the championship isn't in Mox's concern.
Yeah, I think that also we could possibly be looking at a new belt coming as well. They could debut a new belt for the person who takes it off of Moxley. Because what I think is that we get the end of the match, they get the briefcase, and the belt's not in there.
Do you think they bring the Winged Eagle back?
What if
AEW's next title had a giant eagle on the front of it?
No, imagine that the next champion walks out at fucking like Dynasty, because apparently a certain person's contract is up very soon, as in March. Walks out in Philadelphia with the Winged Eagle.
Yeah,
April 6th.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going anywhere. I thought for the longest time he was going to, but with the way things are going in AEW, I don't know. At the way things are going in AEW and the way things are going money wise in WWE under this new deal, I don't see a reason for him to leave.
Yeah,
he's going to take the money and just chill.
Well, this is the thing. Cody said it wasn't about money when he left.
He's a liar.
He said it wasn't about the money.
He lied.
Well, the money didn't hurt, but also the fact that him and Tony didn't get along.
Yeah.
Or didn't see eye to eye in his booking.
Apparently a lot of what it was because Tony didn't want to focus on using celebrities. He wanted to stay away from using celebrities, which is why we've only had that one match where Shaquille O'Neal was involved.
And you got Mike Tyson too.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson wasn't. He was a ring like timekeeper sort of thing, and the Big Boom AJ you can technically get away with because he was already a wrestler. So,
and they like double chocolate chunk cookies.
Alex says he forgot that Christian Cage before AEW goes under, he starts another brawl like CM Punk, and it's he fights with Tony Khan in the back, causing him to take his ball and go home, which is the Jackie was looking room hiding in a corner.
And Malachi's still there from the week before when WWE was in town, and he's like still waiting for a fight.
You're not wrong.
That's how I book him. I would have just put Malachi in a closet at the end of AEW, and then have him reemerge in the closet with his eye painted, and he's like, "What happened?"
Yeah. What I was saying before is Courtney got into it with Sean Ross Sapp about Malachi. Because this is the thing, they're all going on about how Malachi's leaving and all that sort of shit, and he's going. They're like, it's guaranteed he's going back to WWE. Blah 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 blah. All that bullshit, and it's like Malachi hasn't said a fucking word. Malachi said last time these rumors were around, he said, unless you hear this shit from me, don't believe anything.
Yeah, but I've also learned over the years not to believe a wrestler.
True.
That's true.
Courtney said that she believes that Malachi is getting a gimmick change. Could work. Would be good for him.
I've never come across the Costco guys. I've come across I came across a bunch of people on the indie scene pretending to be the Costco guys.
ABJ is one of the Costco guys
because they're unoriginal and they can't think of anything on their own. So they go to the ring. They go to the ring and just recreate whatever internet trend is popular. Oops!
You are one of the Costco guys, ABJ.
Let's give it up for unoriginal independent wrestlers. Let me give that 3 big booms. Boom! Boom! Boom!
Fuck. Boom. So, overall opinion on the overall show tonight of Dynamite.
You could skip it.
On scale what? 5 to 10. Which one?
5.
5.
Listen, as someone, real quick, Steve, I'm sorry to cut you off. As someone who is so good at ranking things and so esteemed when it comes to ranking things, that Dave Meltzer himself has joined our Discord. This I will give this Dynamite a 2.5 out of 10.
I thought you were going to give it a 45 out of 6.
No, I'm still a realistic guy here. I'm so good that Uncle Dave joined my Discord, all right? Totally real, too, not fake.
Okay, Stephen, what are you rating it?
And
go to 10 because ABJ rated it out of 10.
Out of 10? I'll give it 5.5 out of 10.
5.5
out of 10.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Crazy. No, it's not.
I thought the start of the show was really strong, especially with the Osprey Omega stuff. I thought that was really strong.
I think Steven's got Jake fever.
I think that. Uh-oh.
No. I'm being generous a little bit, guys. So hey,
you're being super generous. They're not going to give us a job, I promise.
Meltzer might though. Meltzer might.
Meltzer. Well, Mess will definitely. He's actually in here scouting is what's happening. He joined the Discord and he's like, this ABJ guy.
Yep.
He's on to something.
And now he's coming to watch my show, and he's like, "Fuck that ABJ guy. I'll get Kyle Gass on side."
He'll probably say, "Who the fuck this Kyle Gass guy thinks I'm National Enquirer?"
Darby's new shirt. I fell from Mount Everest. And it's just a picture of him doing a coffin drop.
I've climbed Mount Everest and I still can't seem to get, stay on top of stairs without getting thrown down them.
That could actually work. Good work. Oh,
Darby, how you getting down off the mountain? There's only one way.
Whee! Then you see Sting in a helicopter.
You don't have a fucking shoe
down.
on, you idiot. Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know. I'd rate this, if I was rating this purely on the opening segment alone, it would be a 5. I'd have to go 4.5.
4.
The only reason I gave it 2.5 is because Cameron was on twice.
I think Harley Cameron is a national treasure and is amazing. I think the Osprey Omega segment was
That was pretty cool.
exactly what AEW needed. It needs to get back to that.
Kenny Omega just cutting a fucking Japanese anime promo. You said that you needed help, but I am the one who needs to apologize to you. Now we're going to team up when we go to Australia down under. I was waiting for Kenny to go ooh, and then call it a promo.
But
Get you a drink.
I hurt my throat talking Japanese.
Fucking Christ. Oh shit. This show goes off the rails every time. Every fucking time.
I always had a blast, though. Always had a blast. A blast.
It is. Clip that shit. Someone needs to clip that shit. Do not delete this episode so we can clip that, ABJ. Other than that, that's the end of Dynamite.
Also commentary tonight. Awful.
Yeah, the commentary team was not on the mark tonight.
It didn't seem like they cared the whole time. They're like, this next on Collision, this match is gonna be great, and this match is gonna be great in Collision. They're like, hey, idiot, it's fucking on Rampage, or it's gonna be on Dynamite, not on Collision. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's something.
Commentary is boring when they go like this, like something's happening, and like, oh man, he has to really go to the well for that one. Like when you hear certain phrases that like are the buffer phrases in commentary of like, oh, the war nutrition here, oh, they're really tired. How are each one of them standing? Like when you hear that over and you can tell like they're checked out. They don't care what's in the ring.
They're just bored out of their minds.
They're so bored. I don't think they care about the product. Like, commentary does not make me think that they give a shit about the product. And I honestly, I think the biggest problem is, and I'm not trying to like throw shade at the legends, I don't think Shivani likes what he's watching. And I think this style of wrestling for the commentary team they have on commentary, they don't care. Tony Schiavone does not give a this is not his flavor of wrestling, and you could tell it's not because he's hating himself on commentary. Jim Ross, when he shows up, clearly hates what's on commentary. Taz is trying his best to somewhat do it, but he doesn't give a shit. He's just happy his kid has a job. And Excalibur is just like, I have no one to bounce off of. He's the only one bringing any sort of excitement.
I think if you change commentary to Ian Riccaboni and Nigel McGuinness as well as Excalibur, you're going to see a whole different dynamic in the show.
I would agree. I think that's a good 3-man booth. I would go Nigel, I would go Ian, and I would go Excalibur.
Yeah. You chuck all three of them in a show, and the show, you're going to see such a difference in the enthusiasm, and you're going to feel
commentaries. But they're all three of them are legendary commentary people, and I love them so much. But as someone who's listening to the show, it sounds like they don't care.
They don't, or just don't want to be there. Not felt.
kind as much as I like Tony Schiavone, it's kind of like the dying days of WCW,
Yeah, where you can tell he's just like, this is boring. I'm bored.
where he's there for the paycheck and that's all.
And they give him a
Listen,
contract.
I've commentated shows that
are.
are boring as fuck. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the show, they're like, "Yo, are you coming back next week?" And I'm just probably like, probably not. No disrespect, but if I'm not giving you my full energy because your product doesn't pull it out of me, I'm not going to waste my time or your time and make your product sound not good because I'm not into what you're putting out there.
Yep. Courtney reckons she knows 3 guys that can replace the commentary team. I wonder who that
Can you
is.
imagine us 3 on commentary? It would be terrible.
Fucking Alcoholics Anonymous.
Who's play-by-play? Out of us 3, who's play-by-play? I'm not play-by-play.
No, actually, Steven's play-by-play. Steven's play-by-play.
You have a Pennsylvania accent of someone who's going to go out there and be a fucking shitface, an Australian and a fucking Mississippian. That is the weirdest fucking ear orgy of all time. All right, now down here we're gonna do this thing slower than molasses. Oh, down under, and I'm just like, oh god damn that fucking thing! It's gonna be the craziest commentary of all time.
And I will get you to do a shoey on commentary.
I definitely won't.
You will do a fucking shoey
if it's a brand new.
I'll get. You know what? I'll get fucking Harley Cameron to get you to do a shoey.
I'll drink at a Harley Cameron show. That's the deal.
ABJ doing commentary? Unheard of.
Never. Listen, I'm retired.
He's too old for this shit.
Until my job changes. I'm tired. I'm old. I work with fucking children. And I work with people who aren't children who also fucking act like children.
Where's your muffin?
I don't get enough muffins. I'll tell you that right now. I need more muffins.
You need a muffin.
Give me muffins.
And there isn't a fucking donut. That's oh shit. So overall, what would you change if you could change anything from tonight?
I would have. I know this is the recurring thing on the internet, but Tony needs help on booking. If he's doing it by himself, you can tell. It's the same bit over and over and over again. I'm so sick of watching a stable have a leader and then the entire then whoever wants to fight that guy has to go through the whole family over and over. I'm sick of that. That storyline is getting so goddamn old. You want to fight Jericho? You have to fight these two. You want to fight whoever's in the Don Callis family as a champion at the time, you have to fight everybody in the family. You want to fight Mox? You have to fight everybody in the family. You want to fight Malachi? You got to fight everybody in the family. Every fucking week, there's a new. I have to go through a gauntlet to get a match.
In all fairness, WWE does it as well.
Too fucking much.
In all fairness, WWE does it as well.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, but I think between AEW, everyone's in a fucking stable except four guys, and then those 4 guys have to fight through a fucking stable.
Yeah.
Not zooming in on Harley Cameron's tips. Her tips. You were checking out the tips of her hair.
She has hair?
Not there.
Jikes. Didn't say that. Cut that.
And we're still not cancelled.
Knock on wood.
We've got 1 week. We've got 1 week left to be cancelled. 1 week.
Yeah.
That's essentially going to wrap it up for this show for tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you, everyone who's been in the chat and stayed the whole show. Next week will be the final post show that will be happening for quite some time. Watch it get cancelled next week.
Uncensored next week.
You're not fucking wrong.
There were all these people on TikTok saying they were going to show Hole when the app got shut down. I didn't see one video.
Yeah, apparently people are flashing, but I'm not seeing anything. So,
yeah, I didn't see nothing.
But yeah, next week, final post Dynamite show. As I said, keep an eye on this space. We will be coming back with another show, which will probably be a weekend style show, which is more of an all over recap rather than a post Dynamite show. So If anything, ABJ might take over the post-Dynamite spot with Steven, or
You gotta pay me.
Steven.
I only do post shows if I make my super chat goals. So if you want me to talk, better come out of your fucking wallets.
You could do the post show and just sit there and not talk.
No. I do a post show in the Discord. That's realistically, if you really want to watch a post show, I'm all after every episode, we're in the Discord. Like there's 10 of us chatting till fucking 4 a.m.
Yeah, fair
and
point.
If you really want another if you like listening to my voice that much, I just don't shut up in the Discord. So just come and get bonus content.
And if Dave Meltzer is watching, hire that motherfucker.
Yeah, Dave, welcome to the Discord.
So you're leaving us to put a roof over your head and food in your stomach. Essentially, yes.
What a dirtball, right?
Yeah. It's work related, and unfortunately, it needs to be done.
Family
unless one of us wins the lotto and can throw a couple of $100,000 my way, then this show would go on location.
Yeah.
We would do literally live from the show. We'd go to the shows and then we'd do a post show.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of breaking news that I can give you guys the exclusive on. If you have ever subscribed to my older content, I know the Converse kid has, but you may notice that some of their icons are changing and some of those things are changing. And if you go and look at the bottom of my pages, there's maybe some new YouTube channels popping up. The ABJ channel, the Anthony Blackwell Jr. channel, is not going anywhere. But every podcast is going to be slowly rolling out past content. So the old Interviews with Everyday People channel has now become the ABJ podcast channel. Banging Beers has come back. Tornado Tag has come back. There is a channel just dedicated to short clips, like the stuff. So no more shorts will be posted on my personal Anthony Blackwell page. They will all be on the shorts page. That's available as well. There is also a Truth Behind Illusion, and there's 2 of them that aren't showing up if you search them. I think it's Blazing Buds and Not Cool in High School Horror are not showing up yet. But starting, I think, this week, like Friday, most of them are dropping on Friday. All of the past content that has been recorded for the past 3 years on the ABJ channel will all start rolling out on their own YouTube channels. So hopefully, because those channels are more hyper focused and not a variety show channel, I might be able to get those channels to grow more than the ABJ one, because right now the algorithm's not putting me in good places, and it's hard for this channel to grow organically unless people are really putting over my channels. If you go to my channels, they're all linked below. So if you just go to pages to follow, they're all in there. But so I'm gonna try to I'm going to try to now, once those other channels fully roll out and do what they're supposed to do and have all that content and they're all caught up, then I will also go live on those channels if they get monetized and eventually start popping off. But I'm going to try it as a test run for this year and see what happens.
And also make sure to check out Grapple Vision. Grapple Vision has some great content and is going to have a lot more content as well. So
maybe some content with ABJ.
Yep. We appreciate everyone that's been here, everyone that's come across over the time. It has been a fantastic ride for the past 2+ years doing this. Even when I've felt like shit, you guys have been there. I appreciate that. But next week, it will be the last post-Dynamite show. But we will be back in the future with a new show. Up until then, Stephen, do you want to take us out?
Sure. Bye, guys.
That's it. That's what we're